Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're gonna look at logging in users. So right now, we're working with basically no logged in users. We're just creating photos and we're saving them in the background, but we're not actually attaching the photographer or the people we want to send the photo to in whenever we're doing that. So first, let's tackle the problem of logging in. The way we're gonna do this is we're gonna have an activity. Let's call it login activity. In this login activity, we are going to let the user type in an email and a password. And once they type those things in, or sorry, I take that back. Because we're working with Facebook friends, all we're going to do is we're going to have a single button that's called sign in with Facebook. When the user clicks on that button, then they can proceed to sign in on Facebook, and then we'll extract all of their friends' information. So we'll extract their friends' email addresses and their Facebook IDs, and that'll let us target those friends and basically let us send them their photos, or send them photos. So now the first thing we need to do is we need to override on create, and the next thing we need to do is we need to initialize Butterknife. Alright, and now we need to create a layout. So let's create a layout. We'll call it activity login. It is of type relative layout. And all we're going to do is we're just going to put a button in the middle of the screen. And let's just call it login button. Or how about this? So the resources value is going to be sign in with Facebook. Did I spell that right? Yeah. So sign in with Facebook. And now let's give this guy an ID. Okay. So now, in order to see when the button is clicked, we're gonna add this on click annotation like we did before. On face public void on Facebook button clicked, and that's it. Okay. So now when this button is clicked, we want to redirect the user to the Facebook login screen. So now to do this, we'll actually need another class. Or sorry, not another class, we need another library. And this is in the original Parse folder we had. It's called Parse Facebook Utils. So let's see here. So let me expand this out a little. So this is, let's see, Parse Facebook Utils v4 was, so that's the properties, that's not what we want. We want this guy right here. Parse Facebook Utils v3 1.1.0.jar. So this is going to let us sign in with Facebook using Parse, which is really great. It means that we don't need to integrate the Facebook SDK ourselves. It just means that Parse has already done all of the heavy lifting for us, and we can just use this jar to, it means we can just use this jar to sign in with Facebook. Alright, so I'm going to open my module settings. I'm going to add the jar as a dependency. So let's see here, Parse Facebook Utils. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so that worked out well. I don't actually think we need this. I think it might just do it automatically. Let's try this out. Alright, so now let's see if we can find the class. It's called Parse Facebook. Maybe not, maybe we do need to, yeah, I think we do need that compile line right there. It's not quite so advanced just yet. Parse, there we go, Parse Facebook Utils dot, and now what we're going to want to do is there's a method here called login. So now the way we're going to do this is we're going to pass in the current activity using the this keyword, and then we're going to add in this login callback. So now if e is equal to null, if that means if we didn't get any error, then what does that mean? Well, that means that we successfully logged in. So if we successfully logged in, we should do something. So let's create another method. on login success. On login success. And now we need another for now, we won't give the user any kind of message. Normally you would give them a toast or you would tell them what happened, but for now we don't really want to worry about that, so we're not gonna. And now we have this method called onLoginSuccess. Alright, so when the login is successful, what we're going to do is we're going to just move to our main activity. And the way we're going to do that, if you'll recall, is with an intent. We're just going to move to that activity and we're going to finish this activity. Right. Now one more thing. So we need to see if the user has already logged in. What we're going to do is we're going to make it so that the login activity is the entry point of our application. So in order to use the application, you have to be logged in, right? So because of that, because we're doing that, that means that we want this guy to be the launcher intent right here, and we're going to make the main activity not be the launcher anymore. And so now let me add in a title for our login activity. Let's see here, we want to create a string login title, and we'll just call this login, add string login title. Okay, so now the login activity, it's a launcher, and it means it's going to be the entry point of our application. Because it's the entry point of our application, if the user is already logged in, then we don't want to show them the screen anymore, correct? So the way we do that is we check using the parse user class. If parse user.getCurrentUser is not equal to null, then we're just going to call our onLoginSuccess method. Otherwise, we are going to bind the butter knife and we're going to set the content view to r.layout.login. Okay, so to recap this logic, as soon as the user opens up the app, they're going to see this login activity. Now there's two possible things that could happen when the user logs in. One, the user could already have logged in using Facebook, or two, this is the first time the user is logging in, or they logged out previously. So if the user has already logged in, then we just want to forward them over to the main activity. Otherwise, we want to show them the UI for the login activity. Alright, so now let's go back to our main activity, and I think we should be good. So to test this out, let's run it and see what happens. Now notice that the emulator doesn't actually have Facebook installed, so this is going to be an interesting edge case to see what happens. Okay, so let's click sign in with Facebook, and it crashed, unfortunately. And so let's see here, you must call Parse Facebook. Okay, so this is an easy error to handle. All we have to do is we just have to do parse Facebook utils dot initialize. And now let's run again. Sign in with Facebook. Okay, and it's still crashed. Let's see what the error is now. So okay, so I think we actually need to find the parse tutorial here. I'm forgetting what we need to do at this point. Parse Facebook login. I think we might not. We might actually need to download the Facebook SDK. But just to confirm, this is a really good guide. I want to show you guys this anyway. Go to the docs/android/guide, and it's a pretty thorough guide. But what we want, there's a key piece of information in here. So we're going to want to go to users. We're going to want to go into logging in, or that's not quite it. We want to go into Facebook users. Okay, so to do this, okay, so first we actually need to set up a Facebook app. And okay, so this is actually pretty involved. So I guess let's get on it. So I'm going to go back actually. First we need to set up a Facebook app. And the way we do that is we're going to create a new app. It's going to be an Android application. And so now let's see here. Our app is called PhotoShare. We're going to create a new Facebook ID. And let's see here. This is for entertainment. Okay, there we go. So now we need to download the Facebook SDK. And we also, okay, so this is going to resolve the other problem. We need to install Facebook on our emulator. And I want this download, come on. So let's see here while we wait. Wait, no, I don't think this downloaded.